Okay. All right, guys. So here we go. We're going to start with some stretching. All right. Everybody put your feet shoulder width apart and touch down to the center. You want to keep your legs totally straight. Don't bend your knees at all. And you can just kind of go until you feel comfortable where you actually feel a little bit of a stretch. You don't want to go forward. You want to be stretching straight down underneath your body. Good. Now put your hands towards your left foot. And your hands towards your right foot. Good. And back to the center. All right, and walk it in. I'm wearing shoes that are a little slippery on this floor. I thought that would work better, but no, it doesn't. Just taking them off. Okay. All right, good. So we're going to take, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. We're going to put one foot forward and the other foot back. And like we're doing like a lunge. And we just want to stretch the inside of our back leg. All right, slowly switch your feet. You can go as low to the floor as you'd like.
Mrs. Levitz, when you get a chance, make sure that you're spotlighted.
Okay. Okay, and slowly shake out your legs. And I'm going to do a couple quick things. Okay. All right. All right, so shake out your arms for a second.
And you might take this opportunity to make sure that we can see you on your device from head to toe, because we want to be able to see your foot position. We want to be able to see your head position. So if you can find a place to put your device so that we could see you all the way from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, that would be fantastic.
All right, now put your feet shoulder width apart. Turn your toes out. And now bend your knees. We call this Seiyuchin position. You're going to learn that eventually. What I want you to do now is take your elbows and put them, or actually like your forearms, your elbows, whatever you'd like. You want to push your knees apart as much as you can, like you're doing a split. You just want to put some constant pressure on that until you feel it pretty good and hold it. Good, and slowly stand up. Shake your legs again. All right, put your feet shoulder width apart. We're just going to put our hands here like we were going to do our basics, and we're going to look behind us as far as we can and punch both sides. We're just trying to stretch out our hips and our lower back a little bit, our shoulders a little. Good, now put your arms out straight like this. Do the same thing. Okay, good. All right, we're going to stretch our arms. So we're going to take one arm, put it to the side, put the other arm up behind the elbow. Quiet. Like that. in as much as you can. And switch arms. And switch arms again. Last time, switch arms. Great job. All right. We're gonna take one foot and we're gonna pick it up as high as we can. I like to say like I put a cup of tea on my leg and I wanna keep that balanced. So I'm pulling my foot up as high as I can.
Oh, God.
You'll find that you'll keep your balance way better if you keep that stem leg, the leg that you're standing on, bent a little bit.
Okay.
All right, switch feet. And you can put that down. All right, put your hands out. Shake out your hands. Shake out your arms. All right, we are stretched. All right, we're gonna bow in. So everybody stand up nice and straight. We always begin and end with courtesy and respect. The word is gonna be re. Here we go. Re. Re. And today we only have to do one bow, again, because I don't have any pictures with me. All right, so what I need you guys to do is grab a notebook. So before, in the beginning of classes, usually somewhere near the beginning, we'll do a short lecture each time. So we're gonna do a quick lecture. So if you would grab a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper and take some notes, or your phone, or however you like to do it, that's great. Okay, so today's lecture is gonna be on ethic of least harm. Ethic of least harm. I don't wait till you're all look ready. You can sit down, be comfortable. I also will sit down. Okay. Okay, so today's lecture is on ethic of least harm. All right, so what is the ethic of least harm? It's the legal and moral standard that you are not supposed to do more harm than necessary to get away from an attack. So the legal and moral standard that you should not do more harm than necessary to get away from an attack. Okay, so what does this mean? Somebody attacks me, right? And you know, that made me really mad, right? But well, they attacked me and I got out of the way and I threw them on the ground, right? I did a wrist lock. It was very impressive. I wish there was somebody here I could do it too. All right, I threw them on the ground, but you know what? It kind of really made me angry, right? I was having such a great day and, you know, I mean, this was just not cool. So I'm going to kick him in the head 3 times. Okay, how's that? Is that fair? I mean, it was their fault, right? They attacked me. I did nothing. No, that's not how we do it. So even if they made us mad, even if they did the wrong thing, we only do what we need to do. So I might throw them down. I might even like put my knee down on their rib and break their rib, because that'll make it a little harder for them to get up and chase me, depending on where I am, okay? But I'm not gonna do something because I'm mad or angry about it, and I'm not gonna do more than I need to, okay? So it depends on the situation, how much you need to do. All right, so legal and moral standard. I think we get that, you know, we're saying ethics, right? The ethic of least harm. We're doing it, most of it is right in that word or in that statement. We think, you know, that we have the right to to fight if somebody's, tries to hurt us, but we really don't. We're actually legally, we're supposed to walk away from a situation. The only time you're not supposed to walk away is if somebody comes to your house and confronts you. And I'm not talking about weapons at all, guns. I'm just talking about personal defense with your empty hands, okay? And police officers, of course, are not supposed to walk away. They're supposed to deal with the situation. But civilians are supposed to walk away and not have a fight, okay? So let's talk about those kind of situations where we could have to fight and why I might want to fight. All right. So first of all, there are degrees of severity. All right. So there are different degrees of severity. Let me give you a statement that I think is really good. All right. I'll say this a couple times. So it's better to talk than bruise. It's better to bruise than break. It's better to break than maim. And it's better to maim than kill. I'll go through this again. So it's better to talk than bruise, right? I'd rather talk my way out of a situation than have to hurt somebody in any way. Okay. It's better to bruise than break. If I have to hurt somebody, I'm going to hurt them only a little bit, if possible. If I punch them in the stomach and they can't breathe for a little while, that's much better than breaking their nose, right? If I don't need to. All right. It's better to maim than, so it's better to talk than bruise, bruise than break, break than maim. So if I have to break something, or if I have to hurt them, I'm not going to do the worst thing. I'm not going to take out their knee where they're never going to walk again. And then it's better to maim than kill, right? If I break their knee, I don't have to kill them. You see? So those are the degrees of severity in that way. Okay, then there are other degrees of severity, like how much force I would need to use in certain situations. All right. So let's say my drunk friend is causing a lot of trouble. They're getting in people's face and I have to stop them, right? They're going to hurt themselves. They're going to hurt somebody else. So what do I need to do to my drunk friend to control them, right? Well, do I need to break their nose to make them stop doing what they're doing? Hopefully no. Hopefully all I need to do is like hold them or something, right? I tried to talk them. I tried to get them out of the situation, but now they're trying to hit people. So maybe I take them down with an arm bar and I hold them there. When I let go of the arm bar, they're not, I didn't hurt them. There's no lasting injury, but I controlled them and kept them from hurting other people or themselves. If I break their nose, I stop them from doing that as well, but now there's a lasting injury. So if I don't need to do that, I certainly won't. Now, if I'm in a dark alley, right, and there's no one around to help me and somebody's attacking me, I might need to break their nose or stick my finger in their eye, something much more severe because I'm in more severe danger. Understand? All right. So depending on the situation, depends how much force I might need to use to be safe, right? Somebody grabs me in public, there are people around. It's not as serious of a situation as somebody who grabs me when there's nobody around, okay? So that's important to know the difference between that. And so that helps you to understand how much force you need to use in those kind of situations. All right, so how about what's worth fighting for? All right, what's worth fighting for? So, when you're younger, people fight more often, right? There's high school brawls all the time. And some people think that's really great and really cool. But once you're not in high school anymore, it's not so cool, right? If you fight, there are going to be negative consequences, okay? Maybe because your friends or your parents or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, whoever, people will be angry if you fight. Your boss, your school, right? If you go to college or your job or this place that you like to frequent, all those places could then be angry or upset if you get into a fight, even if it wasn't your fault. So we don't really want to get into fights if we don't have to. So why would we have to fight? What is worth fighting for? So these are the things that people fight for. They fight for themselves. So I would fight for myself or my people, my family, my friends, whoever. I would fight for my stuff, right? I wouldn't, but that's what people fight for. So what are our priorities? Our priorities would be to be safe, me and my people to be safe. My second priority would be to be safe without being violated in any way. And then my third priority would be for my stuff to be safe or not taken. Okay, so that's like down the line. We don't care as much about that. I'm not going around giving away my stuff. Don't think that's happening, but it's not near the top of the list, okay? So if somebody wants my wallet, I'm not walking around giving it, but it's not that important and it's in the scope of things, right? I'm more important, my family's more important. Okay, so if I fight for my wallet, okay, first of all, what's in your wallet? You know, we have to think about what's in our wallet. If we have too much important stuff in there, our purse, whatever, I'm using wallet as anything like that, your wallet, your purse, your pocketbook. So we shouldn't have stuff that's too important in there because we're probably more likely to lose it than somebody to steal it. But if somebody wanted to steal it, how important is the stuff in there? You know, on a good day, is there 50 bucks in there? And probably I shouldn't have too much more. And I should have some kind of idea of what is in there in case I did need to replace it or cancel my credit cards or something like that, right? So if somebody wanted my wallet, you know, it's really, if I wanted to fight for it, what are the things that could happen? Well, the number one thing that could happen is I could get hurt. The number two thing that could happen is I could hurt that person who's trying to hurt me. And the number three thing is we both could get hurt. So in 2 out of 3 of those things, I get hurt trying to protect my wallet. That's not great odds. I don't really want to get hurt. So you want my wallet? Okay, here's my wallet. And I run that way. Okay. So if that's the possibility, that is really important. People get really hung up with the fact that like my stuff is me, but that's not the case. You hear every year, you hear things like an old lady got dragged down the street by her pocketbook. Somebody was trying to steal it and she wouldn't let go of it, right? And like she had like $3 in her pocketbook, like nothing worthwhile, but it was hers. And you can't take it from me because it's a mindset, right? So I'm trying to get you to understand that the mindset of letting go of your stuff is actually more important than thinking it's part of you because you're actually the most important thing, okay? So we want people to be able to let go of their stuff. You know, there was a time when people were like trying to like mug people in the park for their Air Jordans or their iPhone, right? So do you think those parents wanted those Air Jordans to come home, or do you think they wanted their kid to come home safe? What was more important? All right. So it's just really an idea of like, you know, if you shouldn't be willing to get hurt like that for your stuff. You know, that's the point. All right. And so let's say I wanted to fight for my wallet and I hurt that person. Let's say I didn't even get hurt. I hurt that person. Well, I still could get in trouble. I could still have to go to court. And even if I'm going to win, I still have to give up the time and money to defend myself. So there's just a lot of negative consequences with having to fight for your stuff. So keeping that in mind, one of the things that we always say is your mind is your number one defense. All right. So, you know, we try to use our brain to keep ourselves out of a bad situation when possible, right? They talk about, you know, right, we don't walk in a dark alley at night by ourselves, right? We stay in a lit area or we walk with a friend. So common sense a lot of times can keep us out of trouble. All right. Okay. So it's a lot of rambling on about ethic of least harm, but I think all of that is really important stuff. So in general, we say karate is used for self-defense or karate is used to protect ourselves. We say that to the kids all the time, right? But that's also for the adults. So, you know, I've been studying karate for a really long time. I've used my karate a few times, but mostly it was to protect people around me and not so much to have to, you know, hurt somebody in any way. So it was more to like control people who are drinking too much. Not that I hang out with people who drink too much too often, but that is where I kind of used it. I also am a school social worker, so I had to use it for that a few times. But I would say the most amount of times I used karate for self-defense, I used my brain. So I thought defensively before something happened to get myself or my friends or my family out of that situation so that I didn't need to actually use my hands to protect myself, even though I've been doing this for a really long time and feel pretty confident in being able to use my techniques, but I really don't want to have to use them. All right, does everybody understand? All right, so you guys, we're going to make you into lean, mean fighting machines, of course, but we want you to use that responsibly, with responsibility. Yeah, okay. All right, questions on that? No? All right, so you can put your books away and your notebooks. All right, so let's start out with a little bit of conditioning. We're kind of warmed up, but let's do a little running in place. If there's anything at any time that hurts, let's say your leg hurts or your wrist hurts, you can try to do class and avoid using those parts. So, you know, let's say you stepped off the curb wrong and you have like a sprained ankle. Come to class and we won't use that ankle for anything. There's still plenty of things that you'll be able to do. We tell people this all the time in our classes. So you can still do things on the ground like stomach stuff and push-ups and stuff. You just won't go on that foot. And you could do your basics. You could even sit in a chair and do your basics, and you can come for lectures. So you can always come to class, even if there's something wrong. You know, if possible, still try to come to class. And if for some reason you're not going to make class, by the way, though, you can just text me or Mr. Donovan and let us know. Okay. Run a little faster. All right, so today we're going to alternate between some of our basics. And remember, our basics are upper body. There are 15 of them, all right? 15 upper body basics. But we're also going to show you lots of kicks and different self-defense techniques. But when we talk about basics, we're really just talking about those 1 through 15, okay? And already we've all learned 1, 2, and 6, right? So we're going to review those today and maybe in a tiny bit more detail. And then next time we'll get a little bit more. But we're also going to be doing lots of kicks and we'll do some other exercises as well. All right, so relaxed position. All right, we're going to start out with base number 1. So ready position, right foot steps out, hands come to here. Remember, our elbows go back and our fists are up and down. So as opposed to here or here, okay? So our basic number 1, we step forward with our right foot. Our hand comes out. We're punching with our top 2 knuckles. It's a little hard to see depending on the angle of my camera. We're going to somebody's center of our body. If they're standing in front of us in the same height, we pull it back and we step back. Our foot is only going a natural step forward. I'll show you. So a natural step forward and we punch with the same hand. Our elbow is behind our fist. Pull back, step back. Let's try that a couple times. Here we go. Each. Good, you guys count on the strike. Me. Song. Chi.
Looking good. Make sure it's the top 2 knuckles. Top 2 knuckles making contact.
Go. Root. Each. Ouch. Who. Do. All right, great job. So when we do that punch, where our elbow slides against our side, we're hitting with those top 2 knuckles. If you can look, it's really hard to see, at my wrist and look at your wrist, our arm on the outside of our arm, it should bend in and go right into those top 2 knuckles. So I have to point my hand down a tiny bit. If I don't point it down a tiny bit, then if you look now, my top 2 knuckles are higher and they don't go straight into my wrist, they go right above. So I need to point my wrist down a tiny bit when I punch. See? So I go right out from my hip and straight. All right, let's do the opposite side. We're going to step forward with our left foot, and punch to the center, elbows behind your fist, pull it back, step back. Each. Me. Song. Chi. Go. Root. Speech. Ouch.
Looking good. Make sure that other fist stays at your hip.
Ju.
Ju.
Good. All right. Now remember how we talked about Seiyuchin stance when we put our feet out and we bent our knees and we went like this? All right, everybody do that with me. I'm gonna get a little closer. We'll go nice and low. And I want you to feel how those muscles are engaged in your leg. Go like this. All right, now put your hands at your hips like we just were in ready position. And we're gonna just punch to the center. So if I don't pull this hand away, my other hand will crash into it because both punches are gonna go to the same spot. Just like when we do basic one, we punch here. When we punch with the other side, it's the same exact spot. And we're gonna punch just for 1 minute. We're just gonna pull and punch. Ready? 1 minute. You don't have to ki, we're just gonna continuously punch. Here we go. Hajime.
Nice job with the stances, guys. Keep them low. Keep it low. Breathe, please.
Faster. Bring it all the way back to your hips every time, all the way back to your hip.
Good, nice low stances. Looks good.
Faster. Ten more seconds, fast. And stop. Good job. Shake out your arms. Awesome. All right. We're going to do something on the floor. So everybody, make sure we can see you. All right, so you see I step back so you can see me. So maybe you might have to put your camera down. We're doing some crunches. So actually, let's do one stretch first. Put your feet opposite your hands and stretch back as far as you can. Okay, good. So now we're gonna do some crunches. So put your feet flat on the floor. We're going to bring our chin up to the ceiling. If you need to support your head, you can. Otherwise, just keep your hands next to your head, next to your ears. We want to pull our shoulders off the floor and we want to focus on our core muscles. So what we're going to do is I'm going to count. You're going to come up and do a crunching count as well. Here we go. Each. Knee. Thumb. Chi. Go. Rope. Each. Ouch. Two. Ju. Each. Knee. Chi. Go. Rope. Each. Ouch. Two. Ju. Each. And don't let your head go back at any point. Knee. Thumb. Chi.
Don't let your head hit the floor.
Rope. Each. Ouch. Two. Relax for a minute. Okay, we're gonna still do crunches, but this time you're gonna do 2 quick crunches for each count. So when I say each, you're gonna go 1, 2. All right, 2 quick crunches for each count. Okay.
Mrs. Levitz, what's your hand position there?
I'm pushing up to the ceiling with my hands, but you can keep them next to your head either way. I like to push up with them, but either way is fine. All right, again, don't let your head go back. Once we start, your chin should be up and you should not let your head go back. Okay, when you pick your head up, that engages your core muscles. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. 2 quick ones for each count. Each. Thumb. Chi. Go. Rope. Each.
ooh,
do,
do,
each,
each,
knee,
knee,
on,
darn,
each,
each,
go,
go,
look,
go, each, chart, ooh,
and relax. All right, great job. We're gonna roll over on our stomach. You guys can face me. I'm just facing sideways so you can see. We're going to push our hands nice to the back. Push up, leave your stomach muscles on the ground and look up at the ceiling. This should feel good. And relax and breathe. And look over our left shoulder, dropping our opposite hip towards the ground a little. And opposite side. Opposite side. And opposite side. Okay, we're going to leave our hands here. We're going to sit back onto our feet and stretch back. Again, try to breathe deep. All right, you're going to slowly stand up. You can fix up if anything. All right, great job. Okay, we're going to do a kick. You guys have already had this kick. Everybody put your right foot behind you. Pick your hands up in a guard. We're going to pick our knee up as high as you can. Sorry, hold on. Pick your knee up as high as you can. We're going to kick out, bring it back, and put it behind us. When you put it behind you, don't let it be too close behind the other leg. You still want your feet to be shoulder width apart. Okay? Hands up. Here we go. Each.
each,
Knee.
knee,
Let me do this kick, by the way. We want to kick with the ball of our foot. So that round part below the big toe. All right. We want to point our toes at us. We also want our, you see how the ball of my foot goes straight in a straight line with my ankle, kind of like our top two knuckles go in a straight line with our wrist. Same idea. All right. So when you kick, point your big toe at you and kick out because we don't want to hit with the toes. Here we go. Song.
song,
Feet.
deep,
You.
go,
Root.
root,
Each.
each,
Ouch.
out,
Do.
do,
Do.
ooh,
Reach.
each,
Knee.
Nice kicks,
Great.
everybody.
On.
on,
Yawn.
yawn,
Go.
go, go,
Speech.
skeech,
Touch.
hot,
You.
hue,
You.
do,
Feet.
Okay, as you throw this kick, same thing as the punch. Make sure the kick goes to the center line. So not directly in front of your hip, but in the center line. You're all kicking nice and high above the belt. That's fantastic. But try to get that kick to be along the center.
Each.
each,
E.
three,
On.
one,
E.
three,
Looking good.
go,
Root.
rope,
Beach.
beach,
Ouch.
ouch,
Do.
root,
Do.
root,
Reach.
reach,
Knee.
deep,
On.
sun,
Yawn.
yawn,
Yo.
go,
Root.
hope,
Beach.
each,
Crouch.
crouch,
Do.
Jew.
Bijou.
Bijou.
Awesome job. All right, back to basic number 2. So ready position. We're gonna step forward with our right foot, turn your hand at your waist, uppercut to somebody's chin in front of you. Again, we're hitting them with the top 2 knuckles in the center because we don't want to go to the side of their chin. They're right in front of us. We're gonna go to their chin. Also, don't go towards you. Whoever's in front of you, they're probably this far away. That's where their shoulders are. All right, so it's not too close to me, certainly not towards me, and definitely not behind me. All right, so we're going from our hip straight up. You don't want to drop your hands any lower than this. Right now, where we have our hands, this is a real basic position, okay? In a fight, you're not really gonna have your hands down here. They're probably gonna be higher. But we don't really want to punch right from here because you're not gonna get a whole lot of power from that little amount of traveling, right? But also, we don't want our hands to go too low. That's too much traveling in that you'll be telling people exactly what you're doing. So we're trying to just give you a little idea of how to get more power by coming from your hips, okay? So stepping forward, right, turn your hand, uppercut to somebody's chin, pull it back, step back. Each, B,
G.
Tom,
Jump.
Pete,
G.
Goopy,
Go.
Root,
Rope.
Teach,
Each.
Hutch,
Watch.
Doot,
Ooh.
Doot.
Jew.
Very nice, guys. Opposite side.
Okay, when you go to do the uppercut, once again, make sure everything's center line. So that uppercut occurs in front of you. Make sure it's not to the side of your head, left or right.
Each,
Each.
B,
G.
Tom,
Jump.
Pete,
He.
Goop,
Go.
Root,
Rope.
Teach,
Each.
Hutch,
Arch.
Doot,
Who.
Doot.
Jew.
All right, let's do another thing down on the floor. So this time we're going to do plank position. So before we go down on the floor, we're going to do plank position like we're in push-up position. On each, we're going to pick up one arm and hold ourselves like that. And then we're going, when I say knee, you're going to go back down to both hands. And then when I say the next count, you'll do the opposite hand. All right? I'll be on a little angle just so you can see me for sure. All right, so we're down, everybody down. When I say each, one foot, cross it over so that we're still on our feet, and the other arm goes up to the ceiling. Want to make a straight line with our hand and our arm. Okay, so everybody do that with one side. Your legs should still be straight, and your feet should still be on the floor. Good. Now, when I do the next count, instead of just going in push-up position, why don't we do one push-up? Okay, so here we go. Knee, we're going to do one push-up, and now switch sides, and hold that up until I say the next count. Down, one push-up, and then switch. Chi. Go. Rope.
Rope.
Each.
Everybody's making it look too easy, Mrs. Levitz. I think you got to be harder on them.
I can't see them because my hair is in the way, so I'm trusting you, Mr. Donovan.
As soon as I said that, a couple of people fell down.
Two. relax. Good job. Next time. And look at your arms for a second. Get your wrists. Great job. All right, and stand up. Let's do another kick. So we're gonna do a knee strike. You guys, I think you might have learned this last time. Let's go over it real quick. I'll do it from the side, but you're gonna do it facing me. We're gonna have our hands up in a guard. We're gonna clap, grab, pull through our knee. We're gonna point our, I remember Mr. Nam, I'm going over this. We're gonna point our toes down to the floor, okay? So our foot is under our knee, but it's pointed down so it doesn't get caught on anything. So it's clap, grab, pull, knee strike as high as you'd like. All right, here we go. Each. And keep eye on knee strike. Knee. Down.
Down.
Knee. Go. Move. Each.
Each.
Up.
Up.
Two.
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 So we're still going to do the same side, but instead of doing slow 10 slow, we're going to do 10 all quickly.
I found out that even before him,
So I'm going to say go, and you're going to do 10 quick knee strikes, 10 quick.
Speak.
Each. 10 quick ones. Great job. Switch feet. All right. Slow one. Go. Each.
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 On.
Down.
Each.
Each.
Go.
Up. Up.
Each.
Each.
Two.
Two.
Two. Perfect. All right, 10 quick ones. Ready, set, go. Next time you're good. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do basic number 6. So, ready position. We're gonna step back instead of forward. So 1 through 4, even though you haven't had all 1 through 4, steps forward, okay? And then 5 through 8, step back. So here we go. We're gonna step back. We're gonna smash down to our back leg. We're trying to hit something with the center of our arm, the top with the 2 bone. From there, we're also getting that hand towards our back hip. What we want to do is get this across our body. So instead of doing a middle block like this, where we cover this much space, we want to go all the way across our body with our middle block. So we smash down to our back leg. This also brings our hip down a little. We're going to rise up with our middle block and punch. Sometimes people do this at the same time. They rise up with their block and their punch at the same time. They're lazy and they want to not do as many steps. No, they're trying to use the force of the rise with their punch. We don't care either way how you want to do it. We just want to make sure that you're understanding the different ways. So we're going to smash down, block up, pull it in and punch to the center line again. Okay, with those top 2 knuckles, step up. We don't want to do the punch on the step. We want to do the step after the punch. Okay, so let's do that again. Step back, smash down.
Notice how Mrs. Levitz's palm is up when she smashes down.
Yep.
So on the smash down, the palm is up. All right.
And when I do the middle block, I want to be able to have a right angle with my arm. I shouldn't be past my side at all. If I point my thumb, it should pretty much point at me, maybe even a little bit out, but not in towards me, not totally out. So we're not blocking with this bone, we're blocking with the 2 bones, the biggest part of our arm, okay? Smash down, block up, punch ki, and that's when you do the count. Step back
And
up.
pull the blocking hand back to your hip when you do the punch with the other arm.
So we're
It's a
pulling.
lot to remember.
So we're increasing our force. If we pull them into us as we punch them, we're increasing our force, okay? We step up after our punch. Here we go. Each, smash, block, each. Step up. Knee, step back, smash down. Block up, punch, ki, and step up. Dawn, smash, block, pull and punch, pull it back, step up. Ki. Go. And if ever you have a question, you can always raise your hand and one of us will get to you. Rook, smash, rook, punch, back, step up. Rook. Seek. Touch. Coup. Shoot. Shoot.
Looking good. Make sure that punch is vertical, right? So your thumb is up, your pinky edge is down, as opposed to palm down.
All right, we're gonna switch sides. So everybody step back, your left foot. Come to cat or smash down towards the back hip. See better? Middle block forward for front leg. Pull in and punch. Pull it back, step up. Each, step back, smash down. Block up, pull and punch. Pull it back, step up.
Good.
Knee. Dawn. Ki. You. Rook. Each. Touch. Coup. Two. Great job. Any questions on basic 1, 2, or 6? Next time you're gonna get more basics, okay? All right, let's do another, well, technically we've only done really one core exercise. So we're gonna do one more core exercise. So everybody go down on the floor. All right, we're gonna do something called Russian twist. I'm a big fan of these. So we want to, let's sit back a little further. We want to balance on our tailbone. We want to pick our feet up and balance on our tailbone. We want our hands to touch the floor on both sides. And that's one count. And you're going to keep your body held up the whole time. So when I say each, you're going to touch the floor on this side, then the other one, and then come back to the center and hold it. Are you ready? Here we go. Each. One side, two sides, hold it up. And you say each. Knee. Dawn. Ki.
Touch the floor, both sides. You can do it.
Rook.
Nice.
Each. Touch. Coup. You. Each. Knee. Dawn. Ki. You. Rook. Each. Touch. Two. You. 5 more. Each. Knee. Dawn. Ki. Go. Great job, you guys. All right. Put your feet out and lay back. Do a stretch. And you're gonna put your knees into your chest. Pull your knees into your chest. All right, we're gonna slowly stand up. Slowly stand up. All right. All right. Checking if I covered everything that we wanted to cover today. So, all right. Any questions on anything? for
I have a
class?
question. I have a question. So the last one that we did, number 6, correct?
Yep.
Do you happen to have like a printout of like the different steps? Because the problem I seem to keep having is, as Mr. Donovan said, is there's a lot of stuff to keep in my head. So to have the steps sort of in a printed out format, you know, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, would help me sort of like get it more into my muscle memory.
We do have all the basics written out. We have all 15 of them written out, and we can text that to you.
That'd be great.
Mr. Donovan, can you text that to Erica?
I can. I'm checking to see if they can log into the TO Karate website.
It was on the TO Karate website. It might be a little challenging to get to, but it should be on there. And we're also recording this class, so if
Okay.
you watch any, they should end up on that as well. But they're also
Okay.
defined in that you want to look for beginner course and then click on videos, as opposed to going to the adult course, the adult regular class stuff. All right, so you guys are always going to be called beginner class. All right, but we'll make sure you get that either way. One of the things I want to tell you about that, it's very hard to learn your basics from a written page of basics. So don't try to go ahead. Only try to use the ones that you've learned and try to those and have you help. Don't try to go ahead. It'll really be confusing for you. All right, but we'll make sure you guys get those, or we'll make sure they're on the website for you guys to view. So it's a great question. Okay. Any other questions?
I had a question on the ethic of least harm.
Okay.
It's Mr. Donovan. Hi, how are you? Is that something that all people are held to, or is it just us because we're practicing how to hurt people?
I believe it's everyone. I think everybody. I mean, they say crazy things like, if you're a black belt, you have to register your hands. Have you guys ever heard that before? Because you have, because now they're lethal weapons. Did you ever hear that before? That's not true. That's like an urban myth. So I mean, we think we have more of a responsibility because we've learned something important, but, and of course, that's why we have the ethic of least harm. So like a police officer, right, they're taught how to control people with their hands and their weapons and their voice and all those other things. They have a responsibility to never use more force than necessary. We do as well, but ours is the standard that everyone's supposed to go by. No one is supposed to hurt other people. Right, Mr. Donovan? Is that what you like to think, or?
I was just asking because I've been talking about it for years, but I always assumed it was just us.
I think everyone is supposed to not hurt other people, not just martial artists.
Great, I feel better now. I felt singled out.
All right, any other questions? Yes,
This move,
the uppercut, number 2.
the uppercut. So where's the power generated? Is it the shoulders? Is it the core? Is it where exactly should the power come from?
Okay, well, you haven't learned basic number 4 yet. Number 4, we're going to talk more about where the power comes from, because it's going to be a different, we're going to be coming off of a different leg. There'll be more, you'll be able to use more body mechanics than you can when you do from the front leg. So from the front leg, we can still, when I step forward, I can still use my hips and legs a little bit to twist up into the technique, but I'm not getting quite as much power as if I would be doing it off my back leg, which will come when we do number 4. So what am I using? I'm using the rise from here, from my hip to their chin as part of the power. I am using my leg a little bit. I'm using my hips a little bit. I'm using my core a little bit. I'm pretty much using everything I have. You can't drop your hand more. You're not really able to drop your leg more. So that's as much power as you're going to get from the front leg. Okay. So we're rising up. We're using our leg, our hip, and our arm. Good. Well, you're going to feel the difference when we do number 4, which is going to be on Wednesday. So that will answer your question even better, and you'll get to see what the difference will feel like. All right. Other questions? No? Okay. We're going to bow out. Okay. So everybody stand up nice and straight. So we're going to meet again on Wednesday at 6:30. If you would like to stay after class, and we'll have a drink after class real quick. So if you can grab water or anything else, we'll say quick come by. If you have any more questions, we can talk about them then. We'll have just a fast drink just to say hi to each other today. And then some of you will see in appointments during the week, and the rest of you will see on Wednesday. So everybody stand up nice and straight. Breathe. All right, great job today, guys. I have a water here. Grab a drink real quick, and we'll just do a quick kampai together. All right. All right. Who has a drink? Diamond have a drink as well? Okay. All right, guys. Well, here's to our first official Monday class. If you know anybody else who'd like to join us, they're not too late to get in. We can, give them a little private attention. But I'm really happy to see you guys here.
Quiet. Hey.
What do you guys think of class today? Did I make you a little tired?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Want to make you a little tired. Mine is.
They look very strong. I think I'm gonna have to beat them up a little bit on Wednesday. Everybody was able to keep up pretty well. We've had intro classes where half the class is just laying on the floor and afraid to get up again.
Oh, yeah. I beat my butt.
I have friends joining our party.
Correct? Senanaki?
Senanayaka.
Senanaki. Okay.
Senanayaka.
Senanayaka.
Perfect, yeah.
I met with your daughter today. She was super
Yeah.
excited that you're doing karate.
Yeah, she was really into it. She was so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Erica, I think friends is joining as well, possibly.
Oh, you did? Olivia and Chloe, did you meet with them? Or Olivia? Did she
What's
take a
the
class?
last name?
Lespina Williams? Or Lespina or Williams, she has 2 last names.
Okay, Lespina. That's the one I got.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was it just her? I should ask her about it. We
So far, just her.
just her. Okay, I should text her. I haven't talked to her this weekend or this week.
Anybody?
So Wednesday at 6:30, correct?
Yep.
And as far as the 15-minute checkup, how should I, when should I, or how should I sign up for that? Or schedule that.
So, you have my number, right? Yeah, I already checked.
Yes, yeah.
So you just have to come up with a day that's good. So
okay,
why don't you text me and I'll
Okay.
be back and we'll decide if you want afternoon, evening, what day. Okay?
okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr. Donovan, we can keep our Tuesday at 2 o'clock, right?
Let me check to make sure that's right.
Okay,
But
I think we had Tuesday at 12 o'clock, but we did Tuesday at 2 o'clock last week.
hold on, my phone is smarter than me. I'm gonna ask it.
Our same time on Monday next week, but I'm hoping next week will work out.
Hey, stop calling.
Sorry about that.
Stop. Sorry, Rick.
I have you for 12:30.
12:30, okay.
All right.
Yeah, 12:30 is fine. I know last week, I just had to move it to 2 o'clock in the day.
That's okay. But, that'll happen once in a while. You're gonna have to move something, shift around. We're pretty good at catching up with you and finding you. And by the way, I'm texting you way too many things right now. I know.
Oh, no, it's just the numbers. Hey, stop it.
Can you find that thing on the website or no?
No, it doesn't look like it's there anymore. Only the practice sheet without the write-up.
Okay.
Miss Levitt, can you send me your number as well? Because I think last time you sent it to me through Zoom, but I didn't really know